everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today's tutorial is block 5 of our 2021 Directional Afghan, sampler Afghan. Each block is a stitch sample, and you guys can use that however you'd like. So today's block is this pretty, I just call it in and out shape, like almost like X's. But you're going to need a 6mm hook. Obviously, you're going to need some scissors and a needle to weave in your ends, which I have not done yet. And then you are going to need one of the two colors that you have chosen, or whichever color, it doesn't matter, for your sampler Afghan, or any 4-weight is going to work for this. And the stitch multiple for this block is 10 plus 6. Now, we don't have to block this one. This one is 12 by 12, give or take a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch. So no blocking for this one, unless you guys absolutely need to, but I didn't need to. Mine comes out 12 by 12. And this is a 2-row repeat for this block, which I like a lot. So, and I also tell you at the end of the video, if you guys need any help at all, my email is in the description box, and I will be more than happy to help you if you have any problems with this block, because it does get a little confusing knowing where to go with your trebles. Now, these are front post and back post treble crochets. That is the stitch that we use to make the in and out pattern. I don't know what you would call it. I just call it in and out, or like X's. I need to straighten up the trebles. But anyhow, okay guys, get your stuff together and let's get started. Okay, so to get started with our May block, we're going to start with a chain of 46. Now the stitch multiple is 10 plus 6. So if you guys want to work this pattern for anything else. But for our block today, we're going to work a chain of 46. And for row 1, we're going to double crochet into the 4th chain from hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Double crochet right in there. And then we're going to double crochet into each chain across. So row 1 is the easy one. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let you guys finish this, and I will meet you at the end. Like I said, it's just 1 double crochet into each chain. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've made it to the end. I've got a double crochet into each chain, and we are going to chain 1 and turn. And for row 2, okay, we've chained 1 and turned. And to start row 2, we're going to double crochet into that very first double right here. And then we're going to double crochet into the next 3 doubles. So we have, we have a set of 4 double crochet at the beginning. One, 2, 3, 4. All right, so now we are going to skip the next stitch, and then we're going to double crochet into the next 2. So skip, double, double. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to work a back post treble crochet around the post of that double that we skipped right here. Let me just bring you guys in a little bit closer. So this double that we skipped, we're going to work a back post treble around it. So the trebles, you know, if you remember, we yarn over twice. And now what I like to do is take my thumb and I'm going to put it on that double crochet we skipped, and I'm going to push it to the back. And the reason I do that is to make this back post treble a little easier on myself. I just rotate and go right around that double crochet I'm pushing out. Okay? And then I work my back post treble. Now you don't have to do that. I mean, you guys can do it however you prefer. That's just how I do it to make it a little easier on myself, because, you know, I can't stand treble crochets. There you go. All right, so there's our back post treble. Now we're going to skip 2, skip, skip, and into the next one. We're going to work another back post treble. So skip these 2, and around this one, we come in, come out, and work our treble as usual. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to double crochet into those 2 we skipped. So all I'm going to do is take my finger and just push this back post treble down, and then it gives me the space I need to work my 2 double as usual, as normal. All right, and there is our first set. Okay, so now we are going to skip the double crochet that we worked that last back post we did, that one right there. We're going to skip that, and you can kind of tell what you need to skip it, because it's kind of pulled over to the side a little bit. So it's kind of obvious, or I shouldn't say obvious, it's kind of easy to tell that you need to skip that one. So we're going to skip it, and then we're going to double crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to start the repeat again. So the repeat is to skip the next stitch and double crochet into the next 2. So 1 and 2. And then we're going to come back and we're going to back post treble around that double crochet we skipped. So yarn over twice and push it out with my thumb. Grab it and work my treble. Okay, so now we skip 2 and we back post treble again around the next. Skip 2 and then back post treble. And now we're going to come back and double crochet into those 2 doubles we skipped. And I'm going to push that treble down and double crochet. Okay, now if I look, I can tell I need to skip the next one, because that's where that treble we worked would be. So to keep us from adding stitches, we need to skip that. So that treble that we worked, we're going to skip the double crochet it's worked around, and we're going to double crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so now we're going to start the repeat over. We're going to skip the next stitch and double crochet into the next 2. 1 and 2. Okay, now we're going to come back and we're going to back post treble around that double crochet we skipped. So I'm going to push it out with my thumb, turn, and put my hook in there, and then work a treble as usual. Come back, we're going to skip the next 2 double and back post treble around the next double. Now I'm going to come back into those 2 doubles we skipped, and I'm going to work a double crochet, but I'm going to push that treble out of the way so I have room, and double crochet in the 2 we skipped. Okay, now don't forget, we can't work into that double that we worked around, or we'd be adding a stitch. So we skip that and double crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so we're going to work one more set. We are going to skip the next stitch, double crochet into the next 2. 1 and 2. We're going to come back and work a back post treble around that one we skipped. So yarn over twice, I push it out with my thumb, and then just turn and stick my hook in there and work a treble. We're going to come back, skip 2, back post around the next, back post treble around the next. Now we're going to come back and we're going to double crochet into the 2 that we skipped, but I'm going to push that treble out of the way so I have room to work my double crochets. Now we got to skip that stitch we worked around, and then we have 1, 2, 3 doubles left in our chain. So we're just going to double crochet into each double and then into that chain. So I got to skip the next stitch, double into the next 3 doubles. Oops, what's that? 2 and 3. The last one I have is my chain 3 right here, and I'm going to work a double right into the top of it. And that is the 4 double crochets that is going to end and begin each row. So that is the end of row 2, and that is going to be the first row of our 2-row repeat for our entire block. So to end that, I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and you guys can see our little V shapes. All right, so row 3, we're going to double crochet into the very first double and the next 3. So there's our set of 4 at the beginning, set of 4 doubles at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now we are going to skip the next 2, which is our 2 double crochets. We're going to skip those, and we are going to front post treble crochet around our treble crochet right here. Now obviously they are now, let me re-say that, because all right, so when we worked these, you know, on this side, these are back post treble crochets, but when we turn around, they turn into front post treble crochets. So to keep from confusing you guys, I am just going to say treble crochets when I'm referring to the stitch we've worked. When I'm referring to the stitch we are working in the row, I'm going to say front post or back post. So just to keep from confusing you guys. So like right now, what I'm going to tell you guys is we're going to skip the next 2 stitches, which happen to be our doubles. And instead of saying work a front post treble crochet around what was a back post treble crochet, but now that we rotated as a front post treble crochet, you see what I mean? I'm just going to say around that treble crochet. Okay, so we are going to work a front post treble around that treble right here. So we yarn over twice, go around it, and work a front post treble. Okay? All right, so now we are going to come back and we're going to work a double into the 2 double that we skipped before we work that front post. So I'm just going to take my thumb, move it out of the way, and I'm going to work into the 2 doubles we skipped, a double crochet. And right there. Okay, so now we are going to skip the next 2. So the next 2 that we skip are these front posts that are right here. So we skip, skip, and then we're going to double crochet into the next 2. 1 and 2. And now we're going to come back and we're going to work a front post treble around that this treble right here. So yarn over twice, come around, and work. Dang it. We're going to come right around that treble and work a front post. And that, after we manipulate it around a little, is what it's going to look like. Now, on row 2, we had to skip another stitch because of what we had worked around. Like right here, we had to skip that, right? But we already skipped 2 in the middle, so we don't have to skip another one right now. So we can go straight into the 4 double crochet between each section, right? So we've worked this section, so we're going to go ahead and double crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so to repeat it again, we're going to skip the next 2, which are the 2 doubles, and we're going to front post treble around that's treble crochet right here. So yarn over twice, come in behind it, and work a treble. And now we're going to come back and we're going to double crochet into the 2 we skipped. So I'm just going to take my thumb and move that out of the way. And I'm going to double crochet into our 2 doubles. One and 2. Now we're going to skip the next 2, which are our trebles from the previous row. We're just going to skip and skip. And then we're going to double crochet into the next 2 doubles. Oops. 1 and 2. And then we're going to front post treble crochet around this treble right here. So we are only going to be front post and back post treble crocheting around our trebles. We're not going to be working around double crochets anymore. And also, we are not going to be double crocheting into the top of any trebles. We're always going to be skipping those. Okay, so that's the end of that set. Now we're going to work into our 4 doubles. So 1, 2, 3. Got a end I had to tie together here. There's 3 and 4. All right, now we're going to repeat our set again. So we're going to skip the next 2 double and front post around that treble right here. 1. And now we're going to come right back and double crochet into those 2 doubles that we skipped. 1 and 2. Now we're going to skip the next 2, which are our trebles, and double crochet into the next 2. And now we are going to come back and front post treble around the treble right here. Now we don't have to skip anything because we already skipped in the middle, so we can go straight to our set of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this one more time with you guys. Give me some slack. All right. So to repeat, or to work the repeat for row 3, we skip the next 2, work a front post treble around our treble right here. All right, now we're going to come back and double crochet around the 2 double that we skipped. So I'm just going to hold that out of the way, that treble, and double crochet into the 2 double we skipped. All right, now I'm going to skip the next 2, which are the 2 trebles, because remember, like I said, we don't work into the top of our trebles for this pattern. We're only going to be working around them. So I'm going to skip the next 2, and that leaves me with 2 doubles. So I'm going to double crochet into those. And what I mean by that is that's not our set of 4. When I said that we have 2 trebles left. Okay, so now I'm going to come back and I'm going to front post treble around our remaining treble right here. All right, now we don't have to skip anything because we've already skipped it in the middle. And I'm going to double crochet into our last 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that is the end of our 2-row repeat, row 2 and 3. So all I'm going to do is straighten these up so they look more like, a little bit like X's, I guess you could say. Okay, so you guys go ahead and repeat rows 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 of your block. Okay, so we're going to repeat rows 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and repeat and repeat and repeat until our block measures. I've got mine right here. Until your block measures roughly 11.5 inches. That's right there. Okay, so now all we're going to do is add a row of double crochet, just like that's at the bottom here. So this is what your block should be looking like after you work the rows 2 and 3 and repeat and repeat and repeat. Now you can straighten this up a little bit. I haven't yet, to where it makes, you know, nice pretty ins and outs, ins and outs, ins and outs. All I'm doing is just, you know, straightening these up. Okay, so after you get your repeat done and your block is measuring 12 by 11.5, go ahead and stop on row 3 with your front posts, and we're going to chain 1 and turn just like normal. And all I'm going to do is work 1 double crochet into each stitch across the top. So that gives us a nice edge just like the bottom. So go ahead and double crochet across your block, and I will meet you guys at the end. Okay, I am coming to the end. I have 1 more that I need to work into. I'm going to chain 1, pull up a loop, and snip. I'll weave in my ends in a little bit, but there is our block 5. Now, if you guys need any help at all, feel free to email me. My email is in the description box. This one, I kind of like this one. I'm going to straighten these up before I take pictures. But anyhow, thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Hit that subscribe button and then click the thumbs up and leave me a comment and all that fun stuff. Check out my description box. All kinds of links in there for you guys. But yes, this is block 5, and we are almost halfway. In December, we are going to sew them all together. And there is a playlist with blocks 1 through 4, and obviously 5 is going to be there next. Anyhow, all right, guys. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.